All right, today we're gonna cover the second half of the top 20 things that you should be following in your business. And if you haven't seen it already, go back, watch the first one with Abby. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Neil Winter with Matterhorn Business Development, and today we have part two of the top 20 statistics every business owner should know. If you did not see part one, go ahead and click here or click down below, and you will see Abby giving you the first half of the video, and I am going to give you the next half of the video. This list actually comes from our channel sponsors, MetaPulse. So if you click down below and go to metapulse.com, you will see on their blog, which will have a link down below, the actual source place that we're getting this list from. But MetaPulse is actually there to help you grow your business and keep track of statistics. And these are the top 20 things that they think you should know. And we're going to go over those and give a little bit of an explanation of what they are. So first up is actually numbers 10 and 11, because number 10 on the list is number of refunds given. And number 11 is the dollar of those refunds. Now you would keep two separate statistics on this. This is actually a quality control aspect, because if you look at it and you said, wow, we had $10,000 worth of refunds, that might not tell the whole story. That could just be one client or one big problem. So you would actually divide it out into how many individual refunds did we process and what was the dollar amount of those refunds. Now, obviously the goal is to have zero, because if there's anything on either of those, that's a quality control issue that you want to look into, and it's something that you might want to see, where is this coming from? Now, sometimes if you're an Amazon seller or something like that, you're kind of expecting 1, 2, 3% to come back or whatever it might be. That can happen. What you're looking for in that case then is any unnecessary or unexpected spikes, either in the refund number or in the refund dollar amount that you gave out. Number 12 is the number of new clients that you have. So this would be a representation of how many individual people paid you or bought something for you for the first time, and therefore they are new clients or new customers of yours. And this is good to delineate the difference between new clients and new leads, which is the next one on the list, number 13. 13 is the number of new leads, but number 12 is the number of new clients. You want to keep those separate, because a lead that comes in of somebody who clicks on a Facebook ad or calls up or talks to one of your sales guys is different from an actual new client or new customer that was created. And it's good to follow both of those together, because what you're going to find is that it takes a certain number of new leads to come in to create a new client. So you actually track both of those. So maybe for every 5 new leads you get 1 new client. Well, then that means that if we get 10 new leads, we'll get 2 new clients, and so on and so forth. So you keep them separated, and actually then you know how many of your leads have become clients. So that's number 12 and 13. Okay, now number 15 and 16 has to do with promotion. 15 is the dollar amount that you have spent on ads, and 16 is the number of items or number of ads that you received for that. Now this can sometimes get complicated, because in the age of digital marketing, you might be spending a ton of money and you have no idea how many of your ads actually went out there. But let's look at it from a non-digital perspective. For instance, let's say I spent $1,000, and for that $1,000, I sent out 4,000 postcards. Well, then I would have my total marketing at $1,000 and items at $4,000. When it comes to digital ads, you'll have to find out for yourself what actually makes sense there as far as digital ads versus like real physical ads or real physical promotion that you've done. What some people do is they take the number of clicks that their links got, and that is actually a viable thing that they can count of how many clicks versus how much money they spent. So you can look at it both ways, but similar to the number of leads in versus number of clients, by having dollars spent for ads running, you can actually compare how much is it actually costing me to run this many ads, to get this many clicks, to get this many leads, to get this many new clients, and that's your customer acquisition cost. So the 4 of these actually go hand in hand, and most people don't actually track all 4. They just say, well, we have new ads running, and look how many leads we got, and look how many customers we got, and we're not actually looking at the dollar amounts. The dollar amount for client acquisition is extremely important, and you'll only get that if you track how much money you're spending, how many different ads you have going, how many leads you got in, and how many new customers you sold. So those all go hand in hand. Now, number 17, this is success stories. This is any bits of good news or thank yous that you received from clients, from customers that are coming in, that you can actually use, or you can actually count and put a number to, whether it's for promotion or anything in the future. But this is a public relations type of a statistic. This is how well are we doing with our customers to get positive feedback coming in. Most people don't actually track that. And it's good to know because let's say sales are going up and product delivery is going up and success stories is going down. You now know that you need to look into something with your product because we're getting less positive feedback than we are now, meaning something changed. And again, you wouldn't know this unless you actually put a statistic to it. And this is why keeping statistics are so important. Number 18 is a dollar amount that we're actually putting on the employee revenue. Kind of like saying how much money is one individual employee worth to us. Now to do this, you're going to go back, if you have watched video 1 or you're looking at the blog, you're going to take number 1, which is your gross sales or gross income that came in for a business, and you are going to divide that by the amount of people that you have on staff or amount of employees that you have. That number is going to get you, let's say, $1,000. That means for every employee you have, you're going to make $1,000 per week or whatever it might be. Now, obviously, it's probably a little bit low, but it's a representation of we made $10,000, we have 10 staff, each employee is worth $1,000. That lets you know that if somebody's coming in and they saying, hey, I want you to pay me 10 grand a week, well, you probably can't afford that because the amount of revenue that we make per employee is too low to be able to afford something like that. So this is something that you will be able to gauge and actually keep track of your employee performances. Okay, now number 19 is sales conversion. Now there's actually 2 ways that I like to look at this one, depending on how you track it. Personally, I use the new leads and the new customers to show me what my acquisition is or what my conversion rate is on potential new clients or new customers and your actual number of new customers. Now, what you could also do is you could take your new leads and that could also be repeat customers who are showing back up, and you divide that by the number of sales that you made so you can see how your sales guys are actually doing. Now, what you could probably do if you want to, each salesman for a business that I work in or I'm involved in, each salesman is going to tell me how many interviews or prospective people that they spoke with. And then I'm going to take that number, let's say it was 10, and I find out that they made 2 sales that week. That's a very low percentage. It should be 40, 50, 60%, maybe 70% in some industries as far as a conversion rate. But the idea is you're going to take your leads to your total number of sales and put a percentage on that to find out what is our conversion rate. Okay, the last one, number 20, the one we've all been waiting for, is net cash on hand. So this would be how much money do you have? And to do this, again, we're going to compare a couple of statistics. We're going to take 2 graphs that we have previously used, which Abby spoke about, which was number 4 and number 5, which is total cash that we have and total bills due that we have. And what you want is you want to subtract those 2 numbers, and left over is extra money or extra profit of how much cash you actually have on hand. And that is actual money that you have that you're not going to spend willy-nilly on new equipment, but you're going to apply your profit first to and have some extra money left over, which if you need help with, click the link below. You get to work with Abby. She's a profit first professional. You can sign up at adventuretoprofit.com to work with her and find out what you do with all that extra money that you have in graph number 20. So those are the top 20 things that every business owner should be monitoring and should be keeping track of. And our friends over at MetaPulse have an entire platform that is there to help you track and monitor these things. And if you need help, you reach out to us at adventuretoprofit.com, sign up to work with us. We will work with MetaPulse with you and get you fully integrated so that these 20 things are being followed and monitored and you can keep your eye on them. But feel free to click down below and find the blog post that we're referring to at metapulse.com to get the help that you need. I hope you learned something new here. And again, go back, watch the first video if you haven't already, where Abby lays out number 1 through 9 that you should be following, and we will see you all next time.